It's a great day, my amazing CEOs. Imagine launching a website with no visitors, no clicks, no engagements, just critics. That was the challenge faced by Reddit's founders Steve Huffman and Alex Hanan back in June of 2005. The problem was clear: how to make their fledgling website stand out and attract attention in a vast online landscape. And to address this problem, Huffman and Ohanian didn't sit back and wait for users to really discover Reddit. Instead, they took a bold step by creating numerous fake accounts. Now, that might sound a bit shady, but here's the interesting fact. These fake accounts served a dual purpose. Not only did they populate the site with users, albeit fake ones, but they also shaped the conversations in line with the founder's vision. The real struggle and the interesting fact is that sometimes unconventional tactics are needed to kickstart something that's brand new. Now, in the vast world of the internet, standing out requires creativity and willingness to do things that are a little bit different. So how does Reddit's early strategy relate to sales? It's about creating perception of activity, the herd behavior. Just like a bustling street corner attracts attention, having a crowd on your business platforms makes other people really notice. In sales, it's critical to showcase your product or your service that suggests that, one, people are really want it, so it's in demand, but number two, it solves a bigger problem. So what's my big takeaway for you as a CEO? The importance of having a sales system, a sales strategy, or leadership in place. And just like Reddit, creating buzz and generating interest doesn't just happen by chance. Here's the point I want to make. You have to take action inside of your sales system, adjust sometimes the sales strategy, and when it's layered on top of the sales leadership, well, it makes it so much easier to generate more revenue, have more profits, and at the end of the day, serve more people. You do that, and you will see your sales go up, 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 and away. As I always like to say. So with that being said, welcome to the CEO Sales Huddle. My name is Shay Brown. Every morning we like to start off with our mantra, and our mantra is, if you can't focus on sales, you can't be in business. Why? Because sales is the oxygen for every great business in history. And without sales, there's always more money going out than there is coming in. What's the point we want to make? We want to make the point that sales is really serious business. So repeat after me. It may sound silly. It may sound silly. I know. You might say, Shay, why am I doing this? But lean in and say these words with me. If you can't focus on sales, you can't be in business. And I know that sounds so obvious. I know it sounds so obvious, but isn't it so true? Now, after we do our mantra, we like to do our pledge. And the pledge to me is the most important part, or the second most important part that we do every single morning, because we get to step back and say three magical words. And these three magical words are learn, earn, and what? Return. Yeah! So every morning, I believe that a CEO needs to wake up and needs to tell themselves that I must learn something new. Matter of fact, why don't you repeat after me? You see the words up there. Repeat after me. I have to learn something new in order to earn new revenue, in order for, you got it, to get new and old clients to return. So I must learn, I must earn, and I must return. Learn, earn, and return. Now, once we've established that, we got it. Okay, Shay, I got it. I'm there. I'm with you. I'm picking up what you're putting down there. Now we move to the most important part, which is what our objectives. Why do we get together every single morning? Why do you tune in? And why do we ask for your time? We've got three objectives. Our number one objective is sales progress. We're going to look back every single day. We're making progress. We're making strides. We're making steps. Feels good, especially as a CEO. You're looking at the sales organization as the only organization that generates revenue. And now you're tuning in, you're checking in. Got it, Shay. Number two reason that we tune in every single morning is to address any roadblocks. So we know the world's not perfect, okay? We know things happen, life happens. We're going to address that. And number three, my favorite, and of course they're all my favorite, by the way, or we wouldn't do it, by the way, and it's really to talk about the 5 sales pillars. And I believe there's 5 sales pillars that every CEO must know and understand in order to be profitable and really grow the business. Let's talk about sales pillar number 1. It's a CEO sales plan. Now, if you're watching right now, you're like, say, I don't have a CEO sales plan, right? I just don't have one. You can get your one-page CEO sales plan over at www.ceosalesplan.com. There's no cost. At the end of the day, as a CEO, you want your organization to have a one-page plan that you can measure. Go to www.ceosalesplan.com. Download it. There's no cost. Number 2 is a sales pillar that every CEO must know and understand is the CEO, or is the sales cycle. The sales cycle is from the time the client comes in, at this time you meet the prospect, all the way to the time you're communicating with the prospect, to the time they decide to convert with the prospect. Well, this is why this is one of the 5 sales pillars that every CEO must know and understand, because when you do that, you know the cycle. Then there's number 3, sales messaging. How are we going to message them? Like, okay, and we're talking about the 5 sales pillars. I go through this every single morning, but I'm so passionate about it, okay? Put this in your notes. This is so important. Your words will make you rich. This is the philosophy I want you to have for the CEO sales organization. You're the CEO. I got it. But for your sales organization, and I'm right now talking for them, our philosophy is our words will make us rich. So we must know what we're going to say, when we're going to say it, and how we're going to say it to our ideal audience. And that's one of the reasons why marketing never drives sales. Sales drives marketing. It's one of the 5 sales pillars. We need marketing. We go together hand in hand. We don't fight. We love each other. Sometimes, other times we're like brothers and sisters, or brothers and brothers, or sisters and sisters. We have our little quarrels, but at the end of the day, we're talking to clients every single day. And then the 4th sales pillar that every CEO must know and understand, and this is one of our objectives, and it's so important, is the CEO sales dashboard. We'll get into that a little later. That's the indicators. And number 5 is a super sexy sales team that sells. Now, if you haven't downloaded your CEO sales dashboard, I want to encourage you right now to go over to www.ceosalesdashboard.com. www.ceosalesdashboard.com. Don't worry, we'll get into that in just a moment. We'll talk about it. But first, hit the wrong button. First, before we do that, let's move on to understand that why we're here. Because for some of you, this is your very first time. You want to know what our outcomes are. And here's what I would like to do. 1, if you're joining for the very first time, do me a favor. We're glad that you're here. Do me a favor. Look right below the video. If you're watching us on social media, and just put hashtag I'm here. Now, this is from one CEO to another CEO, from me to you. And the reason we want to use hashtag I'm here is that you're connected with CEOs all over the world. And I respond to every message. You can see me, but I can't see you. And if you're watching the replay, hey, we appreciate you. I understand you can't be here every morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, but you understand the value of sales. And so put hashtag replay. I know it sounds silly, but it's not. And if you're watching right now and you're on one of our on-demand streaming platforms, and you can't do any of this. You're like, Shay, I just can't do it. I'm listening to the podcast right now. I'm on Roku. I'm on Apple TV. Wherever you are out there in the world watching, go over to @IamCheBrown. Drop me a note, a DM. Let me know you're here. Let me know what you're enjoying about it. Let me know how we can add more value. That's how we change these segments based on all the feedback that we get from you. And we appreciate every single one of you. CEO Sales Huddle is a place where CEOs gather to understand how to sell more faster. So you're already a rock star. I get it. You can already sell. I understand it. You're a business owner. You're smart. You're intelligent. You've got it going on. But one thing I do know about all superstars, they hold one common belief, and that's why we show up. And that common belief is they can always do better, by the way. They can always do better. So what's our big why? Our big why we come together every morning is for sales growth, accountability, and consistency. So when we go back and you review it, this is never beat me up session. No, we spend 15 minutes a day. And why do we spend 15 minutes a day? Because there's 1,440 minutes in every day. That's right, 1,440 minutes in every day. And you take 1% of your day, 1%, that's 15 minutes, and you focus on the sales area. And why do you focus on the sales area? Because you're interested in making sure that you have sales growth, you have sales accountability for the number one outcome. And it's a question I get asked all the time. Of all the questions I get asked all the time is, Shay, what's the purpose of the CEO Sales Huddle? I come there, I love it, I'm tracking, and I love all the comments. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the DMs. I read everyone. Hopefully I responded. If I haven't, I just missed it. But everyone I do. Our number one outcome. I mean this. I want you to hear me and listen with new ears right now. I want you to watch with new eyes. Our number one outcome is for your business to generate $100,000 plus of consistent, predictable, reliable revenue over and beyond whatever you're earning today as a result of you being in this conversation, which is only 15 minutes. I mean, 15 minutes a day is the best freaking use of your day, I believe. So now we're going to get into, I believe, the most important thing we get into every single morning. And that is the CEO Sales Dashboard. Now, if you haven't downloaded the CEO Sales Dashboard, go do it now. In just about a minute, we're going to bring it up. It's an Excel sheet. Go like right now. Go. I'm going to give you the site to go to because it's what? CEO Sales Dashboard. It's the number one tool that helps our clients get to $100,000 a month of consistent, predictable, reliable revenue. Is what we do. It's so exciting. I can't wait to show it to you. Okay, so if you haven't downloaded, let me tell you how to download. That's the wrong one. You can go, here we go. Take this one. Yeah, you can go to CEOSalesHuddle.com. Download it. I'm going to pull it up now. Some of you are pulling it up right now because you do this with us every single day, so you already know what's going to happen. This is not your first rodeo, so you get it. Let me go push the button now. Hold up. I'm going to pull it up. And some of you have already filled it out. You show up filling it out. So let's go here. Come on. Let's make sure this works. Oh, okay. That's not what we want to show. Yay. Okay, you should be seeing it right now. So the CEO Sales Dashboard was created because there was a problem in the market. And the problem that a lot of CEOs had is, what do I measure? What do I manage? What are the key indicators that for the sales organization I need to be focused on every single morning? And you know what? The reality was no one had it. And so I said, you know what? We're going to create it for you right now. Let's see here. Sorry, it should be this one. There we go. CEO Dashboard. There we go. And there's leads, appointments, offers, deals, and repeat business. Now, some of you have filled this out before you show up. Congratulations. And why are you doing that? And some of you filling out right now, by the way. Some of you have an assistant to do it. Here's the philosophy for the sales organization. I want this to be the philosophy of your sales organization. Put this down in your notes right now, and then we're going to go through it in about 2 minutes, and we're going to move on. But here it is. Put this down right now. What gets measured gets managed. What gets managed gets better. And I know you can have all type of tools that some of you have right now. You have all type of systems that you're using, but nothing like the CEO Sales Dashboard because it did not exist. We created it so you can look at it. So you think about it. Go to today's date. Go all the way across the top. Hopefully you're downloading it right now and over at CEO Sales Huddle. You look all the way across, find today's date, come down to today's date. Let's say we were talking about leads. There's categories there. You can adjust those. How many leads went into the database yesterday? This is your lead generation system. We're talking about your sales infrastructure, your sales system. We're talking about the sales strategy. You're the CEO and you're having a meeting with your sales organization. That's me this morning. And you want to know how many appointments were set for the sales team, how many appointments were run. Now, even if you're the number one salesperson, that's cool. Don't worry about it. What gets measured gets managed. What gets managed gets better. I'm not going through every single one of these, okay? Not right now. This is not the time. But you fill it out. And then you go look at yesterday's results. And then look at the last 7 days' results. And then go look at the last 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. And you look at the trend. This is not a beat me up session. This is the time for you and I to come together. You're the CEO. And look at the categories. Now, we look at appointments. Let's pull that up real quick, appointments. You think about what appointments were set, what appointments were run. There's appointment setting. That's one skill set. And there's appointment running. That's another skill set. Yeah! And for many of you, nothing happens without an appointment. And so some of you are looking at it, okay, Shay, we're going to dive into some appointments. How many did I set? How many did I run? How many were one-to-one? And some of you have team members, they run one-to-many. So they might do a Zoom call, or maybe you took them to a sales page. Others of you do appointments for collaboration. Some of you do appointments for referrals. I'm just picking one area of the business, but I do know one thing for many of you. Someone has to have experience with your company before they're able to move forward. Congratulations. You're now downloading the CEO Sales Dashboard. You've adopted the philosophy. What gets measured gets managed. What gets managed gets better. Go over to www.ceosaleshuddle.com. Download it now. There's only 5 indicators. Isn't that kind of cool? You only need to know 5. Okay, I got to move on. We're almost out of time. Oh, jeez, we got about 2 minutes left. Okay, the next segment that we get into every single morning, and I love to talk about the segment, is to see it's really celebrating wins. And the reason I say celebrate wins is because of this one philosophy. The one philosophy that we have in the sales organization is powerful people ask powerful questions. Why, Shay? Because questions steer focus. And in this life, you get what you focus on. So we're going to ask ourselves 3 questions. This is not a time to beat ourselves up. No, we're going to celebrate any wins. You worked hard yesterday. What are you most proud of for the sales organization yesterday? Write that down. This is not about me. It ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't get anything out of this. Number 2, what was your biggest accomplishment yesterday? These are questions you as the CEO are asking to your sales organization. And that to me is the most important thing you can do. Or you're looking and maybe you've got to answer these questions. I don't know. And then number 3, what do you want to brag about? Like if I could bring you on here right now and you could step up and you could raise your hand on behalf of your sales organization and say, this is what we're most proud of, whatever it may be. What gets measured gets managed. What gets managed get better. Powerful people ask powerful questions. Why, Shay? Why? Because questions steer focus. And in this life, you get what you focus on. But then we go to the other side because we understand, wait a minute. Life ain't no crystal stair. We understand every day ain't rainbow, cupcakes, and unicorns. We get that. So what we're going to do right now, if you're out there right now, we're now going to look at any challenges that we have. Powerful people ask powerful questions. Why? Well, because questions steer focus. And in this life, you get what you focus on. So we're going to ask ourselves 3 questions, and then we're coming down the home stretch and we'll have the word of the day. But the 3 questions we're going to ask ourselves is, what was your biggest roadblock yesterday for the sales organization? I'm not talking about you, how you were feeling. The sales organization as a CEO, at the end of the day, your responsibility is to generate revenue, and that is to get in front of people who have a problem. Number two, what was the biggest challenge, or what's preventing you today, I should say, from moving forward? And then last, if you looked at all the things you can control, because you control the controllables. We'll talk about that from Kobe Bryant in the message today. And that is, what's the one thing that you can control as the CEO today? That if you took action with the sales organization, it could move the needle. And sometimes you do things, it's no big deal. You do something and you get a little bit of movement, and a little bit of movement, a little bit of movement. And then sometimes there's something within your control. Maybe you've been dibbling and dabbling. Maybe you've been thinking about it, leaning back and forth. And you're like, you know what, if I push all in, and the sales organization has these people, or it has process, or it has tools, which at the end of the day is a sales system in place, by the way, it can move the needle. And it's not a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's not a beat me up. We get together as CEO, take a look at what we can do better, stronger, faster. If you haven't already, I'm going to encourage you to go over there and download the CEO Sales Dashboard. You can go over to www.ceosaleshuddle.com. There's no charge. There's no cost. There's no money required. It's about sales growth. It's about accountability. It's about consistency. I close with these words, the words of the day, and that is control the controllables. You know, as a CEO, we get to make the decisions. This was a movement. You decide to do something to make a difference in the world. And you understand that one of the ways to generate revenue, the only way to generate revenue, is with the sales organization. So what are some things that you can control? Some things you can make a decision on that can give the sales organization what it needs in order to serve the community that your company was called to serve. Because when you generate that revenue, it allows you to purchase all of the resources. It's not about the money, but it's about having more meaning in the world. You can control that. It's not about the income that you'll make as an individual. Yeah, I know $100,000 for some of you, plus over and beyond whatever you're earning is life-changing, but it's about the impact that you have. And then at the end of the day, isn't it all about making a dollar and a difference at the same time? So you take a look at the 5 indicators that we talked about earlier. Put them back so you can see them. The 5 indicators, well, they're somewhere. Here we go. And which one of these will have the greatest impact for where you are from the sales organization? And once we solve that problem, then it allows you to have the resources that are necessary. So control the controllables. I want you to know that you're an amazing CEO. I want you to know that you're incredible. You're a generous CEO. You're a caring CEO. You're a CEO who wants to make a difference in the world. You want to make a change in the world. And I believe for you, your best is still yet to come. My name is Shay Brown, the host of the CEO Sales Huddle. I'm looking forward to seeing you at the next CEO Sales Huddle. God bless and keep doing God's work. We'll see you on the other side. We out here, everyone. Peace.